Okay, that's holding up for the moment. What about this layout? Okay. What layers do I have? That I'm not using. I mean, that shouldn't even be running. And that's minus button. I guess I don't even use that. I don't need that group. We don't really have that group anymore. I haven't used that in a long time. Use that on occasion, use that on occasion. Audio, audio. All right, you're still thinking, well, there's going to be a lot of these. Can I get a full path? Or is it, maybe it can't update because it's still thinking? Folder. Well, okay. Okay, well, shoot, I have to figure out which input file this comes from. And I don't know if we're done measuring this one yet. 15744 is recent date. Seven. Nope, not that recent. 15744108880. Let's see, is so far 5.9 megabytes and still counting. Which is hardly a small one. So you're still processing. All right. Actually, two different things. Import map logs. So we've got some setup stuff. We've got load collection, which those are no longer. They're per server, so they could really be part of this. Setup stuff, path setup stuff. Is that actually in the task? Yeah, actually, output path, yeah. And put dir placement path, map log path went into here. So before it was a pretty simple process that. Now we have extra arguments, which we have to determine from this stuff. So this stuff is sort of outside. Oh no, logs.each. That's inside this loop. And on a server basis, we've also got our manual resets. What did we have here? We had print the server we're in. All right, and this thing I think is set up for, well, it's load cache versus fetch. Which gives us a different file system and a different server. And then it's the same. And mostly test that, and this we should just need to have a small file on. It's an old one, but it should serve. I'll need you to have your own output path. Oh, and this code is going to have to get updated to the basis. So there's that placement path and that map log path. Now this was... yeah, this became non-constant. So it was here. It's really going to be kind of inside here. Wait, where did objects get down? I just make this like a... Oh, that used to go into these things. Now this has to get objects so it can create this. And is file system a member of this? No, it was a parameter load collection. Well, that was a sort of a nice breakdown of responsibility. Now I could continue to create them at this level. But since this is a call to load server, seems like all of the server specific stuff should happen here. I'm gonna have to give you a custom output path. So we're gonna say server code. Actually, it is just 17 right now. Although you have the access to the actual table, so we could potentially fix that. All right, so you are path. Log path you haven't done yet. All right, placement path, file system objects. Okay, so those should have stayed pretty much the same. All right, these are not the same window. All right, so I might need to abstract some of this stuff. This is very, very simple code. Nice to pull out. Maybe just make that part of seed break. I mean, it's nice that it just takes a list and all. Well, you're already just a class method. Maybe mix another class method just to kind of contain that code. Uh, yeah, full path should be fine. Just so we can share that a little bit. Blah, 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 blah. Breaks. Oh no, the way this works, we have to do that, and we have. And then we reuse the path. So it's a few calls, but at least the most of the code is still in one place. Now, potentially, well, we've got a file system and two paths. Oh, speaking of, yep. Save, return. Arc list. So that does get a little bit messy. So all the external world cares about really is that we've got our seed list. It does involve two paths. Okay, so that's going to need a log, a file system, to get it down to one line. Can we? What does this look like? This is a module right now. Made this instanceable. Have to start with. No, maybe it starts with nothing. Hmm. Does multiple things with a file system. Well, no, the file system is for the other thing. That is sort of a shared thing. So maybe I kind of keep some of these methods as somewhat independent. want wrap up this process. It with a file system, a path, logs, and another path, yes. But that's quite the army of arguments. Oh, how's this stuff doing? Okay, so you are done. Okay, so yeah, there are many megabytes in about you. Can I sort this by folder? Then just kind of go down the list. Okay, that's like reverse sorted, but your reverse. Okay, we're looking, we would like to see if any of our smaller ones, well, if it is breaks, then it's not going to be any. 15764. Wait. Definitely repeat, but it might just be scrolling so far. Oh, no, this is. Okay. 15644 starts at 1565. 156598. Okay, so it is much, I mean, a minority of them. 1569. Yeah, it might be the span. One five six five nine. Yeah, you're a 39 megabyte. Well, this is a very evenly spaced set. That could have been one that broke into three parts. 1566 and a bunch of ones. Oh, and if you were broken into parts, that would be first chunk, second chunk, third chunk. And 662. Oh. And well, 40 is not that different. 1566. Yeah, this is probably one big continuous history here. Yeah, so I strongly suspect the breaks here. 15655. Yeah, like 1 3. So this is going to be this is going to come from a very, very large file, which is not really what we want. 6683. Whoop. 3. All right, so next set. Oh, there's a single in you. 156917. 1569. 5.8 megabytes. Yeah, there may have been just a start line in there or something. But that might be tractable. No, it could be part of a larger set. So, well, no, this is actually the actual data set right now. I want to find out of you these should be the same. What produced 15691017161? Okay, we haven't done anything for tremendous except class. So is this perchance one that we already have? No. All right. S 4088 Is that in fact a short seed? 4088 Now, can I constrain my data processing for this? I have one very wide window. This is in maplog 27. All right, so I need, okay, so I already redirected you just to regular old output. Do I have something there currently? I do. Probably not for this time step, but we want map logs just to do our problem one, and map process to. Are you writing any important files right now? It writes files, but it doesn't do things we need to look at the file, I think. All right, so first we want to verify our experimental setup that we actually still produce that file. And we can test our suspected fix. Hmm. Oh, this is a split file. I don't know why. It's just, maybe there's a start time in it. Oh, this is. I never updated this, so you didn't have a manual restarts. I don't think that'll affect you. Probably a much older one. So that was actually the first chunk. Hmm. Oh, this must have had a bunch of start time. Getting a bunch of chunks for what probably a smaller log. Oh, that one chunk was small. Doesn't mean the rest of the chunks are. So we were looking at 17161, which is our first chunk. Oh yeah, and then we got there's a start time, and then this might be like 3 larger chunks. It's not strictly image to image. No, only 2. All right, and our problem file was, wait, 569070017. I lost it. Did I look at the wrong one? Because I pulled that number out of here to look up the whatchamajiggy. So I scrolled something. Well, 15690. 15. I like typed this number into the search field. Now looking at it from here, 156917 megabyte file. Who did I miss? Well, did we produce that one? Still a test. One 174498. It's just a much slower test. All right, 27. That can't be the full path. It's an 11.txt in one of these directories that Windows is not telling me. Zero. Oh, folder 0. Is it always 0? Well, okay, so during the rift, it may very well have been. And I lost my highlight. But it was 11? Wait. Didn't produce at all. 1569. Can't test to fix it and produce it. 566. What? This is not zeros for one. 566, not 6669, not 66. That comes before 69. Oh, you're not in. Maybe you're in reverse order. 565. 57. 565. Sorting by the initial folder name, not the entire path name. Is there another column I can turn on here? Folder. Oh my gosh, there's so much junk in here. Date. File, extension, version, file name. That's just name. Folder name, folder path. Is probably a different kind of location. Path. All right, do any of these look useful? File name is not useful. Folder name is not useful. Folder path and path might be. Okay, so folder path we could sort by. Location is in fact useless. And path would be the complete sorted. So either of these would work. Definitely not you. Not you. Not you. Probably full path. Don't really care. That's going to take a while to sort. All right. Now that we're actually in sorted order, we ended up, and maybe there were others that I couldn't see because of that bonkers sort order. 156917. Must not be fully sorted yet. No, I thought it's 1569. A lot of stuff we didn't see before. 17. Oh, there's a bunch of them now. Does that also mean that our smaller chunk, 17116, has, I mean, not that it really makes a difference because you have to process it all. 1573. Oh, okay, so it's error. Yeah, there for some reason. 15690. One five six nine. 97 67 6917 0 97. No. Okay. We could look at that. All right. 6998. Epilogue 27. Oh no, you're 24. Well, 24 would probably be faster to process. Testing. Okay. Well, it's faster to write, I guess. Oh. Oh, because I'm doing process checks. And that file was processed, even if it was processed differently, which is maybe need to work on. This is actually our last time. Wait. Get different. Oh, yeah, there's the 017. Input time. That might explain why we never like hardly ever go down. All right, negative 70. 1569 74498 24. Okay. It's also not reproducible. Maybe the chunk loaded some previous data? Well, that was just the first one. -78, -79. 79 and -79, 79. Well, I don't think I've changed. Oh, no, I did. Okay, well, the fact they don't exist is actually good then. But I've not actually verified we can do this. Lost track of my control cases and all this. And all these path shenanigans. And then get to stop producing zero-length files, and sometime I'm going to have to write a program to go just. Oh, that was okay. That was still increased. So -79, -79. Yeah. So you're the zero length one. I wonder if you're Donkey Town. And then now, let's see. How far do we have to go back to efficient? Are like double checking for non-existent. Can't just rerun it. Same path. I could have checked for the other 79 too, as a directory. All right. So we were looking. Okay, so -79 had -79, -80. Adjust 79 actually has something in it. So that is that bug fix. So now we need you back, and we need you back. We're working on some other stuff. Output map log. That takes care of this. No. Well, it could be. I think it's going north forever. Because we went down and we went up, and the code seems to indicate it will go up forever because it's never going to hit 0. Oh, now if you're on another server, the placement may have ended up weird. So, well, this is actually this dash needs to get at some point. But on this server, we used to be down here, which if you go there, you can kind of see we're down between 0 and 1,000. And the code was looking for 0 and 1,000. It was negative 1,000, but it was doing an absolute value on it. So we moved up to Northern Belltown. We went south to about 1,000, which by absolute value is the same as our bottom value. And then it goes up and it's looking for 0, which we'll never hit. Ah. Yeah, so if you've got the bell tower reset thing going on as well, you may have moved off to some weird position where it's looking for 0 and 1,000 as the endpoints on Big Server 2. Now, which server are you on? 12. Let's no, actually it all follows this. And this much should work on the I'm not sure 15 hours is the right number, but about right. Should work on the live map now. Okay, so that is yeah, since the update it's going to be hard to say. So yeah, we had some activity, and that was that's a little bit actually before. So that was about 1800. Or wait, am I in? Yeah, it's local time. So around there would have been the reset. We must have had a spawn out there. Okay, well, a lot of people here will have stored Eve spawns, so that complicates it. It went up there. Another one down. Another one down. More up. Yeah, so it's hard to say which ones are natural and which ones are stored Eves. Lots of them look like they are at monuments, which that's where it would have reset to. That's also where people tend to have their towns. Yeah, I don't seem to have picked up. Okay, well, there's you. I don't actually see that one. Are you like way off? Oh no, it's just a hard to see color. Yeah, so that's your location. But yeah, if it's new Eves that are actually getting spawns, I can't really tell who's getting a saved spawn and who's getting a new spawn. And either we're not getting good names or these people aren't naming themselves, which I don't know if I even bothered to name myself when I was doing private server, so. Yeah. So I know where you are, but which of these are saved versus not saved? I don't know. Or which ones are natural? But depending on where that ends up, let's see, radical. Yeah, so the intended position would have been in here. These bell towers aren't far enough off that they might cause trouble. Yeah. because you would have to possibly get significantly above 0 for it to, and have it be going like the right direction and cause trouble. So significantly above or below the normal bounds might mess it up, depending on which way it was going at the time it reset. Or actually, it's looking for an odd even thing, so it's kind of like where this bell tower puts it in terms of up or down versus what's going on there. Yeah. All right, let's see. Where were we? We had processed, and we're doing that one little change, and then I was trying to figure out. Let's see. So output is fine. If anything, for testing purposes, I almost don't need to do these for that bit. I was trying to get this thing into a chunk. Right now it needs like 4 pieces. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe they just wanted to do some Eve. Maybe they had a particular thing they wanted to try out. It's set up with a fluid interface. It takes piece of information. It would have to keep. It avoid repeating the file system. We could keep our manual resets. Maybe I still leave it as class methods for piecemeal use like this. Let's see. So the first thing we're going to do is read the manual resets. So probably, since there's 2 things that involve file system, we do that. Then, so get this won't get confusing at all. No, we'll never need that path again. That returns manual resets. And then process logs. Guess that's the seeds. And then, actually, that's like a seeds.save, but it needs the file system again. Hmm. And then I guess I can just say dot seeds at the end. So then that turns this into break.new. Process. Now, this was originally just supposed to be a thing that did this break analysis. I don't have a better place to put this stuff right now. Nope, and you need to update. I was using this window for both, wasn't it? And method of nil class. Seed brick 14. Seed break 30. File system.read. Go. Which was legal because it referenced itself. I saved. Error. Break file system equals file system. $31. Oh, did I not path? Oh, file system path. File system path. Class method, so you shouldn't have the local variables. Okay, yeah, just the class. File item. Why didn't I see that? That was a C. Why not? I saved you. Oh, for main object. You are output. Let's just make sure we're generating. Okay, we're generating it as reasonable contents. All right, so, well, this is still kind of as many lines, but it's not. We pulled this stuff in. Doesn't reduce it down to a method. But with 4 parameters, that's pretty close to what a method call would be. I could assume more paths than just pass and placement path. Not sure that's worth all the code. Makes it a little bit more concise, but what were we comparing to? I moved this here just for a place to put it. And then that got you annual resets. Saved it. Right, so duplicating file system actually gives you a line. And I used to have a print in there. Yeah, that doesn't really pull its weight. But a little bit of code here, but you didn't save. Please do that. Manual resets equals save. Oh. Right, it was just c.save. Well, I have to test this. And then right, we can't do that here. It's goes. Which means we actually have to copy paste this. Maybe like load server could be a thing about. Because these are pretty, well, this is different. I've just added more steps and things to the process over time. Can't change window that way. I probably am going to want to set up, yeah, I was setting up to do a small file test. There's the arc. Oh, that's just equals. Got all our prior stuff. This is a chunk we might want to pull out. Relies on a lot of prior stuff that kind of lives separate contact. Got prior log file, prior arc, current root. Root and base ultimately that. And the priors are for arc prior log file for doing. Well, this could maybe be a thing like seed break. Where we encapsulate that logic up. And I need more water. I'll be back in a little bit. Fire to do cooking on. Oh! Well, sterile wool pad. Well, hey, this is how you learn the recipes. Did I just have a baby while dying?
What the hell is going on?
This is the true form of Pin-kun that I pretended I couldn't see. So, Pin-kun was always by my side. And because of that, I was able to live out my dream of being a chosen one. I lived as a chosen one alongside the familiar I called a friend.
Then you're saying Pin-kun's real form is...
Yes. Pin-kun is a delusion I myself have created.
Pin-kun is a delusion?
It all makes sense now. It feels natural. Freeing, even.
Pin-kun?
Now that you know, this existence, the one you call Pin-kun, is no longer needed, Saki.
No!
Why?
Because you're a chosen one, with or without me. It's your destiny to nullify this unending day. Yet as long as I'm part of that destiny, you'll continue to wander the space between reality and delusion.
Welcome back. All right, so we've got the seeds. All right, so from the perspective of that might be a worthwhile change here. Some of it is just test setup, but I don't necessarily want to do all the interactive diffs for it. Actually, that's probably not going to be our test file to look forward. We just want the smallest thing we can, or if anything. Actually, for the logic I'm adding, I don't need to do any processing. Just skip the. Yep. Save, please. Oh, did I add a test? Oh. Well, this is apparently there. Yeah, I added a test case. Print those off for now. Oh, I didn't add notes. Okay, move the method into there. Had to update that for test. Expect that there. Added a test case, which just kind of didn't come along with the other one. Extract. We'll reset loading. Maybe I could do this as a method that like called a block. Well, you could potentially have like a before and an after. Because this code is almost the same. And before it was a simple enough loop that it wasn't a big deal. All right, so seeds is an arc list. Arc at code save, code decode. Right now, your state is the list itself. Here we want something whose state is a stream of log file and prior log file. Well, what we want for each log file, what the root, and that is context sensitive prior. Just have something. And is this what we use seeds for? That is entirely what we use. So we load breakup there. The root and base is a log file. I could just stick a thing in here again. I like having the break analysis altogether. Oh. You know, this is already processing log files. Although it's building up the information that we use to get base and root. Well, I like being able to calculate this independently. And that's doing some of the prior stuff. But it is very much determining changes. Well, then the other thing, yeah, this looks at both. That looks at only at placements. That case. It's kind of some same logic. That is going to be a separate iteration of the logs. So we could take that information. Well, we'd have to create a collection of log files of iterating them. There shouldn't be that many. Then you could annotate each entry with I could move that into this given a set to annotate the files. Now there's an abstraction in around logs. That would have to be implemented or copied twice. I don't think that there's currently a class there to hold that. Hmm. Okay, that is only used. Maybe that was factoring. How would I get this in if I turn this all into a rapper that just called back once a five? Could we would a yield be able to do it before or after thing? A yield in proc. It could take an explicit proc object for an after. I keep thinking that these two different things may have different like logging needs and whatnot, which is why I've tried to keep them separate. But the amount of code is insignificant. Well, you are going to have a different server code, so that's not like it's. I just want to do some database stuff there, right? Because I originally evolved this from lifelog processing, which became much more database. These tasks were based on. It is mostly just straight up file processing. There's the only way I can see getting out of the prior statefulness would be to create an array of all the log files, and then you could go in and associate base and root with them. wouldn't be quite as streamy, but I mean, the remote files are just going through an index file anyway. It would take a logs. Either we would produce an array and then modify it, or we would have a thing that took a logs and each through building up an array. That wouldn't. Want this before we did too much. I'm more worried about the detailed processing. Actually, on that note, this is going to ask questions about that file. So the sooner we get the context information, the better. I could maybe wrap the prior stuff up into some sort of like context. Ask the context for its. So here's your new file, and then we ask what the current root and base is. Nil, nil, nil. C. That would get it down to almost to one line. All this. So it would be something sort of like this. In actual class. So this is root and base. Like file continuity? Continuity, I guess. Like file context. It actually has to have data. Hmm. I could have the logs track the prior. I wouldn't do prior arc. So we'd still have to like give the logs the arc context and that to work. So you would need and you would keep this. Hmm. You would have to keep the root and the base. We couldn't just use a local loop variable then. Then we would ask you update with the latest log file. Resetting to nil is going to be fine in this context because we want to do that. Oh, except these, anything that's our variable is not going to do what we want here. Have to be at least a self dot equal. So we're going to have to watch. That's a read reference. That's fine. Prior log file. Prior log file. Prior log file. Prior log file. An update. This is an update. This is an update. This is an update. We need to read up base out later. Equals base equals. Might as well. Although we need to pull two things out, so. All right, so out of this process, and maybe log file context could somehow be home. We're gonna have one per. And that's the only thing that's gonna use the seeds. That takes over this. This becomes. And then we can just ask you for context.root and context.base. And then that becomes a two-liner as we move over to the other thing. Oh, 3 with import. Oh, speaking of the import. Okay, I lost it. Oh, come on. Yank. Thank you. All right, so we're in here. We're not doing terrible much right now. Just seeing all of our merges with and is root is still there. Now, maybe we shouldn't be doing as much output in the other one. Maybe if I'm watching it proactively, that. Okay, so that resolves us down to doing that. So we can lose all this stuff. And I don't need quite as much stuff here. I mean, I guess when testing, I could be toggling this. Just like almost going to be doing right now. All right, so we're going to need be a little bit messy. All right, so I'm not using my server right now. I guess for parity, in branch. All right. Then gem file. Oh, right. I did the local override. Which means I have to look up how to do that. That's not going to be on this branch, is it? Bundle config. Local config app.bundle config. Okay, it did not go here. Okay, for this, you don't have a branch. Branch master, okay. So GitHub doesn't actually have that branch, but because it's overridden, I may be able to do this. I just want to update. Okay, they are satisfied. It's currently in that state. So all of those files exist. Now, where are you outputting? Oh, this is like leftover. That's supposed to be coming from the outside. That is supposed to be coming from the task map log. Output bucket. That's going into output. Sort of fine. We do kind of want it to play nicely with the existing repository. Now you, all right, so small file, which I don't think we processed before. Oh, was I playing around with put map log? Okay, process check is back on. We had to do that. So this is still a lot more duplication than it's like. Data server. So this should be set up to process only a single file into our local tester. Wrong number of arguments. Yeah, we're changing around a lot of functions. Output final placement. Did you not, will not update? Oh, maybe this is the initialize call. Given 4, expect 3. Placement. Oh. That was weird. Let's, as long as we're at this. I did copy. Oh, copy that from here, did I? No. File system objects, file system object. Size content, import map logs. Oh, you know what? I did not do the word on this. That's one little difference. All right, this is the only file we process, and we turned off all processing. All right. So as long as we don't publish these, probably actually switch this around. Because we could potentially go to master on this. We are currently at 1573 out of approximately 1578 on timestamp uploads. The data is still going to be a while, and actually, I'm probably going to want to be testing this for a little bit locally. I have done an incremental update off of this project, revised code. I could do a test, local test upgrade off of, or yeah, off of this one, off of here. I'll have to upload it, but well, I can get that to work and then attempt the S3 update. Yeah, I've used it of data. there's a lot of stuff that's not. I might, I might want to do something like this to a test directory. That doesn't check reloading stuff. I've got some other test files. All right, we're in met process. Or I could do this one with one of these files onto S3. Test out that update process in a continuous world. And then when all of that is good, we're ready to call it master. Okay, so that got updated, all the revision, that stuff. It's, yeah, it's mostly in the error library. Oh, did you have any yet? Yeah, you did. Oh, right. Context extraction. So actually, you're going to want an update too to make revision. Log processing. Okay, and I think some project had a note to give a notes. Yeah, must have been the front end project, just a reminder to do it sometime. But the upload is taking a very long time. I guess the only good thing about that is it'll give me a good test case for the S3 updates right away. Or incremental updates. But those were the main objectives I had. And we're right around lunch. I mean, there are probably, I set down a server, but like I want to move, I think I'm going to move the key over because the Gradical puts the numbers on this side. Maybe he has an option to put the numbers on the other side, but it will mostly work just well on the other end. Well, the only thing is that this pops open. That's probably why I did. But that will be probably better for a front end day. So that'll be it for now. I want a. Thanks for watching. I'll expect to be back to play 1 Hour 1 Life in a little bit here. What do we have in the meantime? Well, this is about when I'm usually on, so it tends to depend on when I hit a good breaking point. Oh, demonic. Going. How about somebody playing Oxygen Not Included, which I think I've seen just come up as another game. Oh, people. If you're looking for some place cool to hang out, Bayless says he's trying to cool down volcanoes, which could be a good time or a bad time. That's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye and